The Earnestly Speaking Podcast is a show that is founded on free-flowing conversation and may at times venture into mature subjects. Listener discretion is advised.
The one thing that's been missing in the World Wrestling Federation for about the last 5 or 6 months has been me. But I am the best there is. Bad, a sharpshooter, he's got it! The best there was. Sharpshooter! Sharpshooter, he got it! He got it! The best there ever will be. Sharpshooter! He's got it on! I've decided to accept the challenge of the best wrestler today. And in the Survivor Series, I will face Stone Cold Steve Austin.
Few superstars have ravaged the World Wrestling Federation with the ferocity of Stone Cold Steve Austin. And after conquering the 1996 King of the Ring tournament, Stone Cold opened his book, the Book of Austin.
I'm serving notice to every one of the WWF superstars.
Oh, no.
I don't give a damn what they are. They're all on the list, and that's Stone Cold's list.
Pillman's ankle. Oh, my God. Wow. I think you can hear the phone snipping.
And I'm fixing to start running through all of them.
And that is exactly what Austin has done with a stunning string of victories.
Austin all over. Oh, no. Stone Cold Stunner. Oh, Stone Cold Stunner. No, no. Stone Cold Stunner.
Stone Cold Steve Austin's campaign of terror has not been limited to the ring, yet his focus always remains constant.
If you put the letter S in front of Hitman, you've had my exact opinion of Bret Hart. You know, Bret, Stone Cold is going to kick my I'm better than you. And you're going to find that out firsthand, son. I'll kick the hell out of you. I'm the best there is. Man, I ain't got to invent a bunch of dumb slogans. It's Austin's house now. He ain't got what it takes. And that's the bottom line because Stone Cold said so.
Earnestly Podcast here. We're doing our first ever watch along on the podcast, and who better to do this with? As well as the host of the Radio on the podcast, and seems to be a thing now. Ray come on the podcast these days. You know, Ray, what's up, bud? Ray,
what is up? What's going on, man?
Yeah, when I want to do this series of watch alongs, you know, and I want to do wrestling. It's like there's very few guys I would want to do this with, and obviously you're on a very short list of people I want to do this with. So, I've been wanting to do something like this for a long time, doing like watch alongs of different wrestling matches, especially, you know, and just kind of like get the commentary and kind of get our thoughts and some discussion within the match. So who better than Rey Moralde to do this, honestly?
Well, I appreciate that, and also it's a little harder because this is an audio podcast. It's a little harder to like describe what. Usually we see a video when there's like a watch along thing going on, right? So it's a little harder to like have the listeners keep up, but hopefully we can do a good job of like describing what the action was going on.
Right. So here's what we're gonna do. So listeners, for everybody listening today, we're gonna do. I'm gonna do many of these going forward. You know, not just with Ray, but other people too. We're gonna do Survivor Series 1996. If you have WWE Network, log in when you get a chance. If you need to pause this podcast, do so now. It's Survivor Series 1996 between Bret Hart and Stone Cold Steve Austin. Some little background on this match. This is Bret Hart's first match back from his long-term break after losing to WrestleMania 12 to Shawn Michaels. Steve Austin is right now in the middle of his big push. This is the early part of his push after King of the Ring the same year. We're still a year and a half away from him winning the title, but this is the early days of Austin 316 before Austin really went over. Like he right here in November 1996, he was just catching on, really, you know, and this was obviously this propels him to being, arguably, I say arguably or unarguably the biggest superstar in history of the business. I mean, again, remember his boom was through the roof. So
yeah.
Before we get started, is there anything else from this era, 1996? This freeze frame real quick. Anything you want to point out from this era that stood out to you, Ray, around this time? Because at this time, also Shawn Michaels the champion. We're not in the Attitude Era quite yet, but in my opinion, you've already seen the seeds of that coming out, and Austin's one of the first seeds of that, of the Attitude Era.
Yeah. I think the thing that stood out to me most is that Sid Vicious is also in the midst of a big push this year, also in WWF. Also, while I want to point this out because like Mick Foley mentioned in his book that after his Hell in a Cell fall, that he didn't get an immediate push after that. He still wouldn't win the title until like maybe 6 months later. Stone Cold, this is pretty much the same thing. Like Austin 360 was big, but he didn't get that major push until probably starting right here against his match with Bret Hart. So he was still kind of like lost in the shuffle in '96 because in SummerSlam I believe he went against Yokozuna in the free for all or the preview channel match or whatever that was back in the day in '96. Yeah, so he was still kind of lost in the shuffle after kicking the ring, but this is where he really starts to get his push.
You can argue, and Austin has said many times over, through interviews, podcasts, you name it, that he thanks Bret Hart for being the one that really got his thing going, really got his career back on track, really becoming who he was. Because he won King of the Ring, Austin 16 was born, all that in June, but as you said, there was still some, I guess, on the part of Vince McMahon and company, there was probably some trepidation still whether or not this guy could be the next big thing. And, Bret Hart, to me, you go to Total Bret Hart and you hold your own. That says a lot. Bret Hart is one of the all-time greats in his business. So, there you go.
Yeah,
So,
exactly.
what we're going to do, we're going to do commentary over this match between the promo as well as the two promos before they go to the ring and all that. And so if you are now watching this now, if you need to pause it at this point. Set Survivor Series 1996. Set your timer or the timestamp to 1 hour, 23 minutes, 37 seconds, and we'll start from there. So if you are ready to go, if you need to pause it. Otherwise, we'll count down. Ray, you want to count down now?
All right, let's go. 5.
All right, count down.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1, play.
And away we go. All right.
Who would have known that a guy wearing pink and black would make it big in wrestling, right?
Really? And the thing is, we forget, people talk about this all the time, Bret Hart may look like, all long hair and wearing pink. I've heard he's a tough son of a bitch in the locker room, though. Dude. I heard that he clocked Shawn Michaels quite in '97 a few times, too.
Yeah, Stu Hart trained him. Stu Hart's a badass. Like, we know this family can kick ass.
Stu Hart's scary as hell.
Yeah.
Was it Calgary in the dungeon?
The dungeon, yeah. Jeez.
Dude, these promos back in the day, especially these mid-'90s promos, was sick.
I still think they're good now, but yeah, there is something
of course
special about these promos in the 90s.
Yeah.
Hey, look, it's Mark Merrow.
Yeah. The Wild Man.
Yeah. Too bad his wife became a bigger star than him.
Hey, rest in peace, Brian Pillman.
I love Brian Pillman. And I talked to Brian Pillman Jr. after his debut. I DM'd him on Instagram.
Really?
Saying, yeah, and I told him good luck. His dad was my favorite for a long time. And he responded back saying, yeah, I can only be the best Brian Pillman Jr. I can be. And 2 years later, he's wrestling in AEW. So good for him.
You know why I still have not seen a match with Brian Pillman yet?
What's that?
Junior. I haven't seen a match with a Junior yet.
It's a mix of modern style and his dad's style.
He hasn't been on Dynamite yet, though.
No, but he's still contracted to Major League Wrestling, but at the very least, he's wrestling on AEW Dark, and some people get to see his stuff.
Dude, these pre-Attitude Era Austin vignettes are awesome. Like, people thought this is edgy. To think that a year later he'd be cussing on top of this, wow.
Yeah.
I mean, think about it a second. Do you think at this time now, Stone Cold Steve Austin, 1996, is going to be the biggest star in the history of the company, history of the business, probably? No, you're probably saying no.
Yeah. Because I remember back. Oh, let me listen to this real quick.
Oh, hey, Todd Pettengill. Todd Pettengill. I liked him, actually.
Because he gets into it.
Yeah. Look at Austin's face. Look at him like, what the fuck you talking about? use the word son a lot, Austin. He went real redneck on this back then.
Mm-hmm. You can't script Stone Cold, because I know WWE is more tightly scripted these days. You cannot script Stone Cold.
Nope.
Never.
Nope, not at all. It's bottom line. It's bottom line, Ray.
Mm-hmm.
MSG, man. MSG. I've been there one time.
As I was saying, Stone Cold, when he was wrestling in WCW, I didn't think of him as much either when he teamed up with Brian Pillman and he did a singles run in WCW. As Stunning Steve Austin. Like, I didn't think of him as much back then. Like, I mean, yeah, he's okay, I guess. But who knew he had this much personality, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's kind of like when we found out that Becky Lynch had such great promo skills. We never knew.
Right. Like, when he went to ECW before he came to WWE 95, you see a little bit of Stone Cold character a little bit.
Yeah, but I didn't see ECW 95.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like when he came over as the ringmaster, that's when I saw him next. I'm like, why is he the ringmaster? That's terrible.
Yeah.
And then the next week he was Stone Cold Steve Austin.
Yep.
Like, oh, okay, that's much better. A bit a mouthful, but like it works.
Mm-hmm. There's Bret. You know, this match really gets slept on a lot because we always talk about the WrestleMania 13 match that will happen 6 months later after this. Well, not 6 months later. 4 months later after this event, the I Quit match. But this match really, I mean, I watched this match for the first time, I think, a year ago. Yeah, it holds up.
I know the finish, but I haven't seen it much. Like I might have seen it twice.
Right.
And it's been a while since I saw this match, so.
I saw clips of this match before, and then I saw it in full last year. Of course, pre-COVID. You know, last year feels like
5 years ago.
Yeah, 5 years ago.
Bret Hart is a very underrated promo. No one talks about his promo skills.
What's funny, you say that. Mm-hmm. His promos in 96/97 were great. He wasn't a great promo before then, though.
No, of course.
He even said himself, too, like he didn't feel comfortable doing it.
Yeah. But he's straight to the point.
Yeah. Yeah, Madison Square Garden. Have you been there before? MSG?
No, I went to New York once, 2009, during the Blogs with Balls Bloggers Conference. I passed by MSG, but I didn't go inside MSG.
Been there one time. Went there one time.
The building's opened up for Bret Hart.
Went there one time, Ray, to see Michael Jackson in concert. 4 days before 9/11.
Wow.
Yep. September 7th, 2011. No, September 7th, 2001. Sorry. Days before 9/11.
Mr. McMahon's so excited. Oh, here he comes! Bret the Hitman Hart! I love his announcing. Like, there's a place in my heart for Vince McMahon's announcing. I know he's not the greatest, but he's so over the top and so excitable.
I feel like in this era though he embellished the product more because he had to, because it was so bad. At least in '95 especially. Like he wasn't as bad in the late '80s because he still had Jesse Ventura to take off the little bit of the the over the topness of it. Bobby Heenan, maybe this era because it was kind of '96 is actually an underrated year for the company, but like '94, '95, the doldrums of the WWF, was the first time like he had to go over the top.
I think the WWF has always had great main event stars, even in the terrible mid-90s.
Yeah.
But of course, like that was the era of like occupational gimmicks.
Right.
Duke the Dumpster Droese, T.L. Hopper.
Yeah.
The Goon.
Yeah.
Repo Man.
Repo Man.
Like, it's like, why do they all have jobs? Isaac Yankem, DDS.
Yeah.
I still laugh that people ask if Britt Baker's dad was Isaac Yankem. I've seen that before. It's like,
that's a thing?
That's the thing, yeah, because Britt Baker's a real dentist, and well,
Oh, I get it. That's connection. Okay, I get it now. I love how she's being used in AEW. It's a great job.
Yeah, AEW is what I like about wrestling right now. WWE, it's just hard for me to watch it right now. It really is.
I'll be honest with you though, I really enjoyed Raw and SmackDown the last couple weeks.
I didn't watch it, but I don't know, I don't like it. I don't like where they're going with the retribution gimmick or whatever that is. What are they doing here?
Antifa?
It's so what are they doing? The Raw Underground? Why are they making Brawl for All stuff? Oh, the face off right here.
Yeah, face off. Middle finger.
And the double birds. Hey, why'd you censor that? It's a network.
Terrible job of censoring too. You don't know what it is.
No, he's pointing at him.
Yeah. Point to pink tights.
Yeah, Stone Cold in 96, still a technical wrestler at this time.
Yeah. Stone Cold here, man, very intense. His character's still unpolished. It's getting there. Mm-hmm. By late 97, he is where he needs to be.
Yeah.
It's fun, and what's really fucked up about the whole thing too is that it took his injury really to get there, because he said that by Owen dropping on his neck, at SummerSlam 97, it made him focus on his character.
Yeah, it did. Yeah.
So
and that's what became more of a brawler type of wrestler by that point.
Yeah.
Because he really couldn't take as many bumps. He couldn't do many high impact maneuvers.
Is that Tim White referee?
Yes.
Tim White?
Yes, Tim White. Yeah. See, look
He's
at
so
it.
rude. Pointing all the time. So rude.
See, just lockups. This is what I miss about wrestling today. They don't use as many fancy moves. They're just looking at each other, sizing up each other, lockups.
Right.
Take your time. You don't have to do a 450 at the start of a match or something like that.
Can I argue AEW does that a little bit too? Although I will say a lot of the wrestlers today they feel like they have to get their spot in.
Yeah, well that's today's wrestling in general, actually.
Right.
Although I think the Bucks have really gotten better. Young Bucks have really gotten better in working a match in the past few years or so, because they were accused of being spot fest wrestlers basically.
Right.
So see, look at it. It's just a lockup right here, and
it's easy to forget though that Stone Cold Steve Austin actually was a pretty good technical wrestler.
Yeah, he really was.
Because his peak of his powers, he was not a brawler. But as we said earlier in the podcast, his WCW years, his early WWF years, before he really came to his own, he was a fairly good technical wrestler.
Bret Hart just did a nip up, which is rare for him. I hardly see him do a nip up.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Owen Hart, he does, because he's more of the agile wrestler. But Bret Hart, I really see him do anything like that.
Rest in peace, Owen Hart, by the way. Probably the most underrated wrestler probably in the history of pro wrestling.
You can make an argument, yeah.
I forgot he won King of the Ring 94.
Yeah?
I forgot about that. He should have gotten a title run. There's no way in hell. Looking back in hindsight, I mean, everything's always hindsight, man. I know Vince likes looks, and that's why Diesel got 94. But I'd rather have seen Owen get the title in 94.
My friend proposed, after the screw job in 97, he proposed that Owen gets the title before Mania, and it would be Owen versus Stone Cold for the world title in WrestleMania, and HBK and Triple H would get their breakup at Mania for DX. Mm-hmm. That's what he proposed. That would have been great.
I've always wondered, it's funny you said that now. I always wondered, a lot of things in that era, it is what it is now. Had Brian Pillman not died, had Shawn been healthy post Beyond Mania 14, how that era looks like. I think Austin still gets the belt regardless because he still gets the belt. Over. Yeah. But I think the way we get there might be a little different though.
Yeah. Drop toe hold by Stone Cold, which is I rarely saw in his repertoire. And now it's an armbar by Bret Hart.
Back at this time, the Knicks were good.
Oh, man.
That's so long ago, man. I was 16 years old at this event.
By the way, Survivor Series, November 17th, right? That is just 2 days after my 18th birthday, by the way.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh.
Space Jam came out 2 days on my 18th birthday, by the way. So
yeah,
so it's kind of fitting right there.
You're probably gonna judge me for this real quick though. I'm not a big Space Jam fan.
I'm whatever because
Never was.
Because like a lot of people love Space Jam, a lot of people hate Space Jam. So I'm just kind of like, I don't watch it in a while too. My nephew loves Space Jam though.
A lot of people hate it for real.
Yeah, I've seen a lot of people hate it.
I don't get that.
But I also know it's a kids movie. Like it's definitely a kids movie. Like we know this.
Yeah.
So, but people are serious about their basketball.
Right. Well, I didn't like because I hate Michael Jordan as a kid. I hated the Bulls back then. Well, quite frankly, I hate the Bulls now.
There ain't much to hate there.
Yeah, not anymore anyway. It's trash. Damn, Bret. For something that's so scripted, Bret is so intense with his moves.
Bret Hart always wanted to make his wrestling matches look real.
They did look real. He accomplished that.
Yeah. See, we haven't even seen any high impact maneuvers here, like a drop kick or a power slam. They're just all arm ringers, drop toe holds, a leg drop on the arm. That's basically it so far, and we've been about I don't know, 5 minutes into the match.
More than that, at this point, right? At least.
I should have looked at the timestamp when it started, but that's okay.
Oh man, no, Bret Hart made it look real, and he did. He accomplished that. People say he took the business too seriously, but wouldn't you rather somebody really make it? If you're doing a scripted thing, would you rather somebody make it look as real as possible? I mean, I agree.
The pace is picking up.
Yep. Oh!
Stun gun.
I miss those days. I miss when the people go, get clothesline to the ropes.
That used to be a finisher. Now it's like we hardly see a stun gun in wrestling.
Is that even allowed anymore?
It's allowed. I've seen it. But they just don't do it as much anymore.
There's certain back in those days, there's certain signature moves like that you don't see anymore, like that. Like the whole somebody, for example, see what Bret's right now. Bret's on the ring. Well, not anymore, but he's on his neck over the ring, over the ropes, and then Austin will go to the actually one of Austin's signature moves. You'll go to the other side of the rope and come and sit on him.
Yeah,
I miss that. I don't see it much anymore.
Because people want to do all the fancy moves and look cool. It's like they don't want to do the work of just doing the dirty work of stomping on people or choking someone on the ropes and stuff like that. No one really wants to be a douchebag heel anymore. I know some set out to do it, like MJF. He's probably the best heel in wrestling today.
Oh, easily.
Best pure heel in wrestling.
He's amazing. MJF is amazing.
Yeah.
He's not winning it all out though. Too soon.
Yeah, probably. He's still
too
only
soon.
24 years old. So.
Yeah, he's too soon to get a title off Box right now. I guess MJF. Get him.
Yeah.
Jim Ross on commentary. I don't know if you noticed that. He's doing color.
Yeah, he did color during those times as Vince did play-by-play, which sounds weird if you think about it, but Vince was the boss. So.
Lawler was involved actually in this event too. He was part of the Team Nation, because it was.
Look at Stone Cold, just get up on the ropes.
Yeah, he gets some chairs too. This is an early
because at this point, fans are starting to get smarter about wrestling.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
Especially New York fans.
Yeah.
They are not stupid at all.
This is where the connection starts to happen for the fans. Around ECW years, Monday Night Wars. They start to know it's it's all a show, but we want to cheer for the ones that we want to be the best, basically, instead of
still the greatest double turn in history of business. Of course, we won't see it for another 4 months.
Yeah.
You won't see it to Mania 13.
You mentioned off the record that you saw the Shawn Michaels Bret Hart sit down. They mentioned that Stone Cold Bret Hart rematch wasn't supposed to happen at WrestleMania. It was supposed to be Shawn Michaels versus Bret Hart for the title of WrestleMania 13, and Bret wins.
Wait, you mean if
Shawn Michaels did not lose his smile, which he gave up the title. It was gonna be Shawn and Bret for the world title at WrestleMania.
Oh yeah. There was
They
a
mentioned
hope.
that.
Yeah, they mentioned that the plan was for them to do a return match a year later.
Yeah.
I feel like we were so robbed. We were so robbed of that. As big rivalries they had only really
2 matches.
3 normal matches.
maybe
There was one in early
maybe
in 92, 93.
Yeah.
But I don't count that one.
Yeah, but the real rivalry only had 2, which is why, like, I hate today's WWE because, like, they have, like, 10 matches in 10 weeks. It's like, well, that makes it worth it, I guess. We've seen them fight. It's like, why do we want to see them fight again?
Oh, back and forth. I love these. I love these back and forth. And it looks real, dude.
Look at those punches by Stone Cold, too.
Man. Oh, as a mud hole. Classic mud hole, Stone Cold Steve Austin.
Well, he's going to choke him He's going to choke him because he's a heel.
I'm a bad guy.
Oh, my God. Who would have known, though, right? That he'd become, like, the biggest star in WWE ever.
I didn't know that. I would have known that.
Oh, that clothesline was wicked.
Intense. Yeah.
I could hear.
Go ahead. No. Go ahead.
I could hear Vince McMahon going, "Oh, here we go! Yes, the close on Bret Hart!" Like he's saying yes, like
that's
every
what he
Bret
did.
Hart move.
That's what he
hilarious.
did.
Yeah.
Well, nice roll up.
1, 2, he got him. No.
Oh. Volume high, volume low.
Yep.
Oh, another classic. There you go. That's another classic Bret Hart move right there.
Yeah. He was the first guy I ever seen in Russian leg sweep. I was like, what the hell? What the heck is that? That looks cool.
It's funny because it took me getting older to really appreciate Bret Hart's wrestling. Because back then, I'm a Hogan guy. I just wanted the spectacular and the lights and the the excitement. But Bret Hart. Now as an adult, Bret Hart matches are amazing.
Yeah.
To me, from this point here, Survivor Series, up until the Montreal Screwjob, is by far his best run in his career. It's just sad that how it ended here with him and Vince.
He would probably agree with you because he mentioned how fun that run was for him.
Right. I always wondered, what if Bret didn't leave the company? What happens? Where is he standing in the title race? Like, remember he was a champion at the Montreal Screwjob. He was a champion going into that match.
Okay. Well, I read this from, I believe, Meltzer,
Okay.
Where Bret was supposed to lose the Survivor Series, and then Bret will keep losing matches to Shawn, and then he'd have a career versus title match at the Rumble against Shawn, and Bret wins that one.
Mm-hmm.
And then it'll be Bret and Stone Cold WrestleMania 14, I believe, at that point. Yeah, WrestleMania 14.
As opposed to Shawn and Stone Cold.
Yeah. Because the company was going to go to Stone Cold anyway. They could see the momentum.
Yeah.
And maybe Bret would have like one more title run after that, but who knows?
There's been so much money. It's funny, like, because the Attitude Era, I did this actually episode on my other podcast.
What happened there? Oh, okay. I thought Bret messed up, but he was going to go for his padded pendulum backbreaker.
It's funny.
Ronaldo would call it.
I think. I don't know if I discussed it with you before or with somebody else. Oh, nice. Because Austin's first title reign, the first couple months of his title reign in '98, it was you had Shawn Michaels obviously out for 4 years. You have Bret Hart not there anymore. It wasn't really as impressive a roster on top. The Rock was still only starting to catch on at that point. The biggest threat to Austin's title at that time was Mick Foley. You could argue that there was some lack of legit challengers, at least early on. I think that's where you lost. I think you can tell there was a hole for a little bit for a couple months, not having Bret or Shawn in the first few months of Austin's title reign.
He had Foley. I remember they did a tag team. I think was it Fully Loaded, where they had a tag team event instead.
Right.
There was no world title match, but that led to Taker Taker versus Stone Cold. So it's basically Foley and then like a month off of title defenses, and then like Taker and Kane for that.
Well, Kane beat him at the King of the Ring, and then and he got the belt back the second night, the very next night.
Where are they going? Oh my god!
Oh my god!
They're in the crowd right now.
In the crowd now. Yep.
Yeah. This was a staple in Attitude Era wrestling.
Uh-huh. Jim Ross is saying use discretion here.
There goes the guardrail, the old school guardrail.
This is easily my top 5 favorite feud of all time. Easily. Bret and Austin, easily top 5 feud of all time. Easily.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, this thing really went. If you think about it, it went from here, through Royal Rumble, through Mania, and even through the summer of '97. When the Canadian Stampede, and it went to Bret to Owen for a little while. So
and it went to Shawn and Bret. So
right. So honestly, this is what it went a full year.
Yeah. But it's too bad that they never really got to quote unquote finish the program.
No, yeah,
it's
slingshot into the Spanish Mouse table. Of course, that'll be a norm for years to come.
Yeah, these weren't breakable tables yet, or were they? I'm not sure.
We talk about 1997 being a transition year for the WWE, and obviously that's arguably the biggest turning point year of their company and probably in wrestling history. But 96 wasn't that terrible either, though.
No, 97 was actually a really good creative year for WWF.
96 wasn't that. Yeah.
People will argue that 97 was probably the best pro wrestling year ever.
Right. But 96 wasn't that bad either. 96, they actually I thought they recovered well in 96. Actually, obviously the end of the year was much better, but I thought even going into 96 was actually not that bad. You transitioned from Bret to Shawn as a champion. I thought that's Austin catching on, and you had Vader, who was still really good at the time. Ahmed Johnson gets shit on, which deservedly so, but it was something new at the time. So I thought 96 was actually underrated.
Yeah, you can say that. Yeah, because when people mention WWF as their bad years, they'll always say like 94, 95. Not really 96, because 96 at that point it's like Shawn's on top, so they got a really good top guy. And as I said, like WWF's top main event stars, they've always been good throughout the years, even on their down years. It's just that again, the rest of the roster was not great.
Right.
Actually, even in 97, if you look at the Royal Rumble in 97, they got like AAA wrestlers to join the Royal Rumble because their roster was not deep at all.
Not there.
I was like, what is Hector Garza doing here?
Hector Garza. Is that Angel Garza's father?
Uncle.
Uncle, okay.
Yeah.
Middle finger? No. No. Vince, he got him. He got him. No, Vince, he didn't get him yet.
So excitable. It's great.
Always embellished, man. Always embellished. This was the era of other than tonight, because obviously Lawler was involved in the in one of the matches, but this was a 3-man booth era too.
Yeah. Look at Bret selling, man. I love it.
Oh, the best.
Is this where he gets whipped to the? Mm-hmm. Okay, I thought he was gonna get whipped, like he's gonna run into the turnbuckle
in the front. Yeah, every match.
Yeah, he was the only one really that did that, and he did it so good.
I mean, Bret's he's definitely top 10 all time in the company, right? Top 10, right? Easily.
Yeah. If you're gonna go technical skill, he's probably the top 3.
There it is. There's that movie I'm talking about. That one.
The leg, yeah. Big Boss Man used to do that.
Yeah. Rest in peace, Big Boss Man.
Yeah.
Rest in peace, Kamala tonight. Did you see the news on Kamala?
I did. Yeah. He had been in bad shape the last few years.
Yeah, I think he was diabetic.
Yeah.
Was his legs amputated? Was his feet amputated?
I believe so. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it sounds graphic.
Abdominal stretch near the rope.
Yes, the good old days.
Good heel move right here.
Yes.
So grab the ropes, Stone Cold. Grab the ropes soon.
Look at Tim White. Are you done?
Yeah, heel move. Grab the rope
Yep.
in the abdominal stretch. More leverage on the move.
You talk about one of the big moments of the attitude or pre-attitude era. This match is one of the signatures of the changing the guard.
Yeah. There you go. Do it some more, Stone Cold.
What a cheater! He caught him. Got him.
Push the ref.
Like, what's your problem?
Flick off the ref too.
Yeah, a little finger too. Yeah, get early Austin. This is the early Austin. Not quite, BAMF, but he's almost there.
Yeah.
Uh-oh.
Look at a block and a punch. Fisticuffs again.
Yeah. His Vince high pitch again. Yes, we're going. Oh, wow, what a fall.
Yeah.
It's funny. Austin never won a match in this feud. Austin never won Bret will win this match, obviously, and
there's a stun given by Bret Hart. You love it when you use your opponent's move on him.
the ring rust. Oh wow.
That pin took a little longer than he probably wanted to.
Yeah.
Look at this double reverse flip by Bret Hart. Then
Double features.
Yep. Double feature. Oh my god, this is scary. This is scary now. Power drivers are scary.
You should say, "Oh, and this is how you do it." That's kind of mean. That's kind of mean. Like that.
Yeah. As you know, listeners, power drivers have been banned in WWF since 2000.
Yeah. I mean, this is not Mania 13, but this is damn close to Mania 13, though. I would say technically, from a technically point of view, this is better than Mania 13.
Yeah, because Mania 13 match was like a no-holds-barred match.
Yeah.
I quit match. So you're going to see a lot more weapons being used there. This one's just a straight-up wrestling match. So, yeah.
And Mania 13 is more impactful, obviously, because of obvious reasons.
Yeah.
The double turn and all that. Uh-oh. Ooh.
Bret Hart's the best at getting crushed on the rope.
Yep. He's one of the best sellers in the history of this company.
Yeah.
Oh my god, look at that. Oh my god, look at that. Austin beat this. Wow. You want to talk about great art form? This is a great art form.
Top rope superplex.
Top rope, be careful. Hurricanrana? No.
Jim Ross mentioned another move by Bret Hart. Like, Stone Cold is purposely jacking Bret Hart's moves.
Yeah?
Inside cradle, they're both pinned, I believe. What a maneuver that was!
What a maneuver!
Oh man, Bret tried an inside cradle after the superplex, and their both shoulders were down, I believe. Mm-hmm. Both of them.
Wow.
This is a better match than I remember.
Yeah. This is actually technically
the stunner. Move close to the ropes, Bret.
There we go. Wow.
Kicked out.
Technically, it's a better match than Mania 13.
My reasoning for that kick out is that Bret Hart delayed enough time so he can recover a bit from the stunner.
Mm-hmm.
Because you saw him trying to go move close to the ropes.
Right. Wow.
Fists of Fire by Stone Cold Steve Austin. Series of pins, Arn Anderson style.
This era of Austin is so underrated. Obviously, you look at him as champion, being the top guy in the business. Obviously his second run after the surgery in
what is
2000.
Stone Cold's doing a Texas Cloverleaf, I believe.
Yep. He's trolling Bret Hart with his moves. This is great storytelling.
Yeah. It's like, look at me, Bret. I'm a great tactical wrestler like you are.
Jim Ross, this got to be excruciating. This pain. No, I think this era Austin pre-champion is so underrated.
Shout out Dean Malenko, who was famous for Texas Cloverleaf.
Mm. Damn.
Those stomps were mean.
They look mean. They do.
And, wrestlers today got to realize that less is more. Like, they're not doing a lot of moves here. Oh. Good grief.
I thought they did Baron Corbin. Go outside the ring.
Yeah, but, So, Bret Hart, he was whipped to the ropes, and he slid down, and he hit his hip on the post.
Yeah. That definitely doesn't tickle.
No.
Tim White. Ooh. Yeah, it's funny. Bret's letting that shit go down to like 2 3/4.
Yeah. Ooh.
Think he fell?
No, that was probably planned. Stone Cold is doing a bow and arrow.
Mm-hmm.
I don't remember Stone Cold doing a bow and arrow like ever.
Nope.
See, I don't remember this match too much.
Uh-oh.
Bret Hart going for
Bret
the sharpshooter.
See, he's like, no, don't do it to me.
Stone Cold grabs the ropes. Yeah.
What a match, dude.
It's a really good match. I'm glad this was suggested.
Mm-hmm.
Honestly, because I haven't seen this match in a while, and it's way better than I remember.
Oh,
the basic sleeper hold.
Yep. Ted DiBiase is definitely Ooh, jawbreaker.
Yep.
Wake up, Austin! Wake up! Like this the sell job of these guys have. I mean, this is an incredible match. Again, like the Mania 13 match, obviously more impactful, but this one holds its own.
Yeah.
I would say I would say in the ring probably better. Uh oh. Watch Austin.
The $1 Million Dream, which he used when Ted DiBiase managed him.
Yep. Just a month before this.
Yep.
Uh-oh.
Why would he do that?
Oh, wow.
Bret Hart reverses for the pin, and Bret Hart wins the match.
Bret wins. What a match.
The same finish from WrestleMania 8 against Piper.
That's correct.
Yeah.
Piper's only belt in the company. Weird, huh?
Yep.
Hitman 316.
See, and the story here is that Stone Cold said, "I'm a better wrestler than Bret Hart ever was," and well, Bret Hart teaches him a lesson here. Bret Hart still got it.
Do you think it was probably this match that Vince was like, "Yeah, this guy is definitely the future"? Do you think you say the match?
I think part of it, yeah, not entirely, but I think that's part of it. It's like, Vince thought he could go, and Bret Hart picked Stone Cold, I believe,
He did
for his comeback match.
He told Vince that he wanted Stone Cold.
Yeah.
They actually did a match in September of this year, '96, before this.
Yeah, not on TV, right?
Show.
Yeah, not on TV because You can't do that anymore because everyone on the internet finds out where you are, and it's like you can't do a hideaway house show match anymore.
Nope.
So
it's like I told you last year on the podcast. Like, I'm surprised house show's still a thing.
Mm-hmm.
Go Austin like pissed off and F-bombing and what a matchup from the pink guy wearing pink.
Yeah, I know. Again, we didn't see a lot of things here, but man, the match was such back and forth,
mm-hmm.
and such good storytelling and selling.
Yep. And Tim White, of course.
Yeah. Tim White.
Yes, sir. Jim Ross on. It's just weird hearing Jim Ross on doing color commentary.
Yeah.
Even now, AEW, he's still the main guy doing play-by-play.
Yeah. That went about 20 plus 25 minutes, I believe. So,
easily.
Yeah. I'm gonna stop it here because I think that's pretty much it we needed to see. But
I think. Well, wait. Is the Goldust character? Is the Goldust character?
I see it. Yeah.
Well, we started this at 123, right? 123.37.
Yeah, but I don't know what time the match started.
We're now at 202.44. So this match went easily 25 minutes.
Yeah.
Look at Vince.
Vince McMahon. It's like, oh, thank God you're back in this company.
5 months later, I can't pay you.
Yeah.
I can't pay you 5 months later because, Turner is fucking killing me in the ratings.
And then Bret Hart wonders, where did you get that $3 million to pay Mike Tyson?
Yeah. Exactly. It makes any sense.
Yeah.
I really believe Bret could have been a great commodity for the Attitude Era. I really believe it. But, I think Bret's there. I think having Bret and Shawn healthy may have prolonged the Rock's ascent by a year or two, maybe.
So I'm looking at Wikipedia right now for Survivor Series 96.
We're pausing now. We're pausing this now. That's good.
And the time of the match for Bret Hart and Stone Cold was 24 minutes, 41 seconds.
You were 19 seconds off, buddy. You lost.
Yeah, but it was still
you don't win the
still a really long match for these guys. They barely did anything.
Yeah.
And it was a really, really good match. Like, you didn't see any 450s or Canadian Destroyers or anything like that. It's just good 24 minutes, 41 seconds of straight up pro wrestling.
Yeah. This match itself holds up well against Mania 13. Technically, obviously Mania 13 has the bigger impact because of what the obvious reasons, the double turn and all that jazz. But this match holds its own. This match absolutely holds its own. I would dare say better in the ring than Mania 13.
Well, again, it's a straight up pro wrestling match, so technically, yes, it's a better match.
Right.
But again, the impact is much bigger in WrestleMania 13. And you wonder why WWF always romanticizes the Monday Night Wars. Like, there was some good wrestling going on in the beginning of Monday Night Wars for WWF, and then the Attitude Era after that. So, and they're always trying to relive that somewhat. Like, they always talk about it. You kind of wonder why.
Well, Vince always says that he will never go back to that again.
Yeah, but they always romanticize it. Like, they always talk about how good it was back in the day.
Even right now. The factions now. Vince, I hate factions. Well, you got two right now.
It's got no choice, I guess, right now, because, like, here, AEW is having some good factions with Dark Order and the Elite. Death Triangle, if they were actually allowed to, fly in the COVID era. Right. But they can't. So, but yeah.
Well, that was good.
It was a really good match, man.
Really good match.
Yeah. So.
First ever watch along on Earnestly Speaking Podcast. That was fun. It took me 10 years to do this.
Hopefully, we did a great job describing the match. I know we veered off a bit, but hopefully, like, you guys can picture or you're watching along while you're listening to us.
Honestly, the veering off is probably the best part because you can create conversations off of the topics and stuff, like, talk about the commentary, talk about what was the business back then, especially too, what was the pulse of the industry that's at that point. This is pro Attitude Era, but we're going into Attitude Era very soon. All that. This is the first seeds of it, the early seeds of it.
Yeah.
So it's good to look back at. And you picked this too, by the way. I made you pick it.
I did because I was like, what did you want? Did you want a modern era match? Did you want an attitude era, pre-attitude era, or whatever, right? So
I didn't care either way. Because there's so much stuff that that I have to watch, I want to watch, I haven't watched before. That you pick it, I'm in.
I really wanted to pick William Regal versus Naked Midian, but that's probably for another time, maybe.
What is that one?
Regal was the European champion at the time, and Midian, who had a naked man gimmick going on.
What?
Yeah.
Like Big Man Midian?
Yes, from the Godwin Southern Justice, whatever it was.
Mm-hmm.
Like, yeah, he played a naked man gimmick. It didn't last very long, but he had one pay-per-view match.
Unbelievable.
Oh, man. They were trying anything and everything in the Attitude Era.
Hey, if they allowed it to go, you do it. and look, they were getting viewers for it, too. So not like it's...
Yeah, his gimmick was basically like he would flash, basically. Like the sirens would go on in the middle of the match. He'd jump in the middle of the ring, start dancing with all he had was a pouch on, and then start dancing, then he runs off. That was his gimmick.
Why do I remember this? Why do I remember this? I don't know why I don't remember this. This is weird.
Because it only lasted like a month or two.
Yeah, but I was watching the next era, though.
Well, you can look him up. I mean, nothing wrong looking up naked men in wrestling.
Well, well, that's what network's for, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Anyway, that was fun, Ray.
That was.
A lot of fun.